Skinny Hardaway 7T back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Greatly appreciate everybody sliding through this thing. That first things first, let me say what's up to everybody that fell through the building. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. A1, what's good? How you feeling, pimp?
What's going on, man? What's going on? Not much. Hey, y'all can hear me loud and clear, right? Testing this new mic out real quick.
Yeah, you good. Yeah, you good.
I appreciate you having me on, man. It's been a long time coming, collabing, talking about this basketball. So
Yes, sir. It's a game on right now. Clippers versus Portland. You know what I mean. So we go try to make this, as short and as sweet as possible. I want to talk about a few things, but first, let me say what's up to the people that fell in the building. I'm gonna drop the link. You know what I mean, for the usual suspects. In about 15. You know what I mean. So for the people, let's go click the video. If you want to hear us get like straight to the point, listen to about the first 15, 20. We go get y'all in. We go get y'all up out here, and then we go party, kick back. And we go parlay like we do, over here on Southern T. But what's good, BC? Appreciate you sliding through this jump. Shout out to my guy D Free. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, pimp. Josh Sanders was good. Glad you can make it. My guy Kurt Raines. Appreciate you sliding through this jump, Kurt. Glad you can make it. Fizzle. What's good? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Fizzle. My boy Ray in the building. What's good, Ray? Appreciate you sliding through. But yeah, we go get into it. We go get into it as the Clipper game and the Trailblazer game. You know what I mean? Pop off. We go get right into the most recent action. Right, yesterday, and I want to talk about two different things. Right, the game yesterday, Pacers and Lakers, and I also want to talk about the Pacers and the Lakers individually. You know what I mean? Because I already feel like the Lakers that had two different seasons. You know what I mean? The Lakers started off terrible. Like it looked like it was over one day. Like what? That was like 2-7 or something like that. 2-8.
nah, shit. You being generous. They started off, I think, 0-3 or 0-4 or something like that.
You know what I mean? Something like that. It was looking real bad, real early. You know what I mean for LA, and then something happened with LA. You know what I mean? And I think it was bringing Russell Westbrook off the bench. Now you could say it was just them gelling. It was a chemistry thing, or them being they second year together, they bound to play better. But I think personally, it was the Russell Westbrook, coming off the bench and accepting his role off the bench. He has been playing a whole lot better, like a whole lot better off the bench, right? And then they dropped the game yesterday against the Pacers, right? Which for me kind of put a little sour nugget on it. But all in all, in their last 10 games, the Lakers are 7-3. You know what I mean? If they had got the win yesterday, they would have been 8-2. Now they started off terrible. If you look at their record now, they 7-10, right? But like my guy A1 just said, they started off like 0-4. You get what I'm saying? So they didn't put in, work. And then that's the Lakers, aside from themselves outside of the game. And the Pacers, right? The Pacers one of the teams that, I was looking at, in the beginning of the season, not preseason, but just looking at their team, as they built it up last year with the Tyrese Halliburton trade. And then, in the offseason, them acquiring Buddy Hield and Halliburton in the trade, right? And then in the offseason, them acquiring Jalen Smith from the draft and Benedict Mathurin, you know what I mean, from the draft. Those were some good pieces. Them bringing Chris Dirte back, who hasn't really, done what I thought he would be doing this year in his third year. I thought this would be kind of a breakout year for him. He started rough, but his last couple games before he got injured, he played pretty good, right? But as quiet as kept, I think as quiet as kept, the Pacers, they putting in work and they beating some teams that they ain't supposed to beat. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna open this thing up to you. You know what I mean, A1. I just told you what I think about, both teams as an overview, right? How you feel about, the Lakers and, where they started, where they at, and where they going. And then, we'll get into the Pacers and then the game yesterday.
Sure. Listen, I'm pretty sure all of y'all that done had to communicate with me about hoops, man. No, Lakers is my squad, man. I've been rocking with them. Like I said, I got introduced to basketball through them, so that was back. Like I done repeated it, man. I was back in the days, Derek with not Derek, but Eldon Campbell, Eddie Jones, Jerome Kersey. Like I'm Byron Scott, Nick Van Exel. I'm talking like old school. Old school was like kind of that time frame that I got introduced to basketball. I started watching them, and I just immediately, for some reason, fell in love with that purple and gold. I'm gonna have to probably blame my older brother for that though, just because he was the one. He was a Kobe fan, but I've been a Lakers fan, and then he kind of fell into his fandom of liking the Lakers. But I always just kind of liked that purple and gold just off the rip, and then obviously start playing basketball and stuff. So for me, man, it just was, became a fan of the game. Obviously, when you're a fan of anything, you still gonna have a team that you like, but you still, definitely want to look at the overall game beforehand, though. But for this Lakers team, man, you said a key thing though. You said accept it. With Russ coming off the bench, he had to accept that role. You see his energy has changed, and it's did a lot for him. At first he was too prideful to even think about coming off the bench, or it was almost kind of like what reminded me of that Carmelo Anthony situation when they was like, he was doing that interview and he was like, "Hey, yo, P, you know what I mean? They want me to come off the bench," and kind of like laughed it off. And then you know what I mean? Look what happened to him. He was out of the league for a little bit. I mean, they was petitioning to get him back in the league and stuff. Hoodie Melo came back and he balled out for a little bit. I think for me personally, I think he should have stayed with Portland. I thought that was a perfect fit for him, but he left. He went to my Lakers, man, and for whatever reason, didn't I mean not for whatever reason, kind of got older, and it just didn't work out. You can't be old on an old team, you know what I mean? And because they'll start to exploit what it is that's a weakness. So in his case and situation, it was his defensive end of things. But other than that, man, it was again for this Lakers thing, it all hinged on Russ and his attitude because. I mean, if you got somebody that's in on your team that's with the negative energy pouting and just kind of bringing down your team just from that, they become an anchor. And this point, you know what I mean? He decided, you know what? Let me change my attitude. I think honestly, Darvin Ham might have gotten his ear or had him talk to Manu Ginobili a little bit. One of the best six men that probably ever played it. Just to tell him, like everybody knows, he could have went somewhere and started and played on any team and been still a Hall of Famer or as good as he was. But he understood in order for this team to maximize what it is, they needed him to come off the bench, and he accepted it. You know what I mean? And you got looking when he played for Argentina. Look how big of a star he was. You know what I mean? So in like Russ case and situation, bro, like he ain't got that cachet to really. No, he ain't got no ring. He ain't got like the thing. He ain't got the accomplishments like Manu had. You know what I mean? As far as like from an overseas perspective. So it was like once he bought into it and he accepted it, you can tell it was a night and day. Like somebody flipped the switch as far as the team energy, how they were doing things and stuff. Because I think utilizing him in spurts where he can use his energy in a way where it's like more positive instead of putting the ball in his hand and having him out there a lot more and having him control everything. Because we still see them turnover situations where it's kind of low IQ basketball that you'll see, what I'm saying, situations happen with him. But it was like I had to give credit to Darvin Ham a little bit, being able to get him to accept that role and he's flourishing in it. You know what I mean? It's night and day difference when you look at the points and shooting percentage and averages he had, beforehand, and then when he started coming off the bench, what it's like now. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he's gonna win six man of the year. I don't even see anybody else even coming close to him for that. So I got to give him credit for that for sure. Because I was definitely one of the people. I wasn't, murdering him, but at the same time, I was like, this is not gonna work. Just having them in trying to play all together like that with heavy minutes like that, so it's just not gonna work. You know what I mean? We all know LeBron is at his best when he's surrounded by shooters and he can have shooters with AD. And he definitely at his best in a situation like this. You got LeBron, and you got another non-shooter that's out there with him that needs the ball in order for him to do anything for it, man. It's gonna bring it down. But like you touched on, like you said, man, literally You know what I mean? They started out like I was saying 0-3, 0-4 over the last 10 games, and it won 7 out of 10. And it's like you can see the difference in the team. They playing
Right.
like they have positive energy. Like they're looking at this game now and they're having fun. And you can tell this team was having fun playing basketball. At first, they had no fun enjoying it, man. It looked like they hated the game more so than anything to suit up and come out there because they knew they was going to lose, or they knew it was only going to be a matter of time before something happened. And you know what I mean? They was going to run away from it. And that's why when we was, you know what I'm saying, the game last night, I was looking at it and I was like, man, I don't like the way it's flowing because I could kind of tell, you know, when they have a lead, start front and then they start want to get into this showboating kind of game. And when you get into that showboating thing, all it takes is a couple of shots to bring that pressure back on the team. And how do they respond? You got people out there taking ill-advised shots or taking certain shots, trying to play hero ball, and Lord Bowl, look what happened. They got themselves they
So,
got
so real quick, so I'm gonna let you cook because I like where you're going. I like that you build. So I'm gonna segue into this, right? You mentioned the game last night, right? So,
them.
so do you think it was more so the Lakers and just who they is? 'Cause I saw you mention that, or
Mhm.
do you think the Pacers? Like, is it the Pacers? Are they real, or is they record a facade? You know what I mean? Right now, Indiana Pacers, right, is one of the teams early in the year. I said I like this team, right? This team is good offensively. I think they could hang with anybody offensively, but they got to get it together on the defensive end. Right now, they sporting a 12 in their record, right? They
Mhm.
just beat the Lakers last night, who was pretty hot, one of the hottest teams in the league, right? I think we would agree on that. Lakers was
Mhm.
one of the hottest teams in the league. So, you just mentioned the game last night. Do you think it was more so the Lakers losing it, or did the Pacers win it?
I think it's both. As hard as that is to pick one to choose from, I think it's both of them. Why? This is a Laker thing, man. If you go back to last year, how many of them games they was leading by double digit scoring,
Facts.
whether it
Facts.
be 10, 20, 30, and they get walked down.
Games
It's
they
like,
should win and they end up losing. Yeah.
yeah, they get walked down. So for me, like I said, ain't no lead safe with this team unless it's plus 30 with under like a minute to go. Because if they lose a lead like that, man, I'm,
I'm
I'm,
on
I'm
boxing. What's good, King? Appreciate you sliding through. If y'all could jab that like button, whether y'all here for a good time or a long time. We're in this thing, build, on this boxing NBA season. We about 20 so games in right now. I did this on purpose too. 20 games in. I told y'all we would come back 20 games. I remember I said that earlier, and now we're here. But yeah, we 20 games in, so we just in here, kind of at the quarter mark. You know what I mean? For basketball, 4 quarters, 24 to 6 to 80. That's how I like to do it. We at the end of the first quarter in basketball, so we having our first quarter talk. You know what I mean? Me and AB go do this, more often, probably like, maybe once a week where we just do our little basketball spiel, type deal. But yeah, we in this thing, cooking right now. Right now I'm asking AB, we talking about the Lakers and the Pacers individually and the game, yesterday. Uh I believe that, Lakers, they got their flaws, right? But I think that they on the right track. You know what I mean? Or right now, it's crazy how like I didn't watch the Lakers, blow at least 3 4 quarter leads this year already. So their record is what 7-10 or something like that.
nah, they 7-12.
Yeah, 7-12. They very well could be, you know what I mean, 10-10. You know what I mean? 12-7. I mean, 12-8. Like the Pacers, but it's just like A1 was saying, it's like they have leads and they just dwindle away, and it's crazy with them having a veteran team that's a problem that they got because there's normally a problem you see with a younger team. You know what I mean?
No, that's the thing is like I was saying, bro. Like I kid you not, man. No lead is safe with this team unless it's under a minute. If they blow a lead in a minute, if it's like upwards of 20, bro, I'm burning. I'm throwing my fandom out the window, man. I'm not going. I'm not going to rep. But at the same time, the only reason this happened because they literally get, like I said, they get a lead, they get away from whatever got them the lead, and then when a team start coming back, they start getting tight. It seems like they start getting tense. They start trying to, you know what I'm saying, press to take the shot or press to do that, and they rush and stuff. And you see it every single, like literally there ain't no change from any game we don't watch. It's the exact same
Heard
thing
you
every
AB.
single
I meant A1. My bad.
That's why I was laughing. Nah, you all I said
I'm
this about
drinking and I'm
basketball.
smoking.
I be AB. All about basketball. I take it.
My bad.
Um, But yeah, they that's the crazy thing, man, is when you watch these games, it's the exact same thing every single time. It's they get a lead, they get complacent, they start getting walked down, they feel the pressure, they tighten up, and then you got people taking some shots where it ain't gonna get your team back into it. My thing is when I look at the team up the right, you got two people that cannot be guarded in the post. You got AD and then you got Braun that's in the post. Nobody can handle neither one of them two in the post, and neither one of them kind of favor that point of. But I think LeBron at his age and his game is maturing into the point where he gonna start transitioning to do that. It's either gonna be a three or it's gonna be in the post. I don't think he gonna waste energy doing too much after that. But as far as what your question though, I
You
believe it
saw
was
that
both.
last game too. I saw a lot of that last game, like just strictly, him like focusing more on, just him a score type
Hmm.
deal. I saw that.
Hmm.
But
And so to answer both questions for it, it was the Lakers' fault and it was the Pacers' fault. It was you got to give them credit. Why? If G5 still watching, I think Josh Hart just got hurt, but he running it off. He running it off. They the Pacers walked them down from a sense of understanding that as long as we keep it close, we keep making shots. They gonna stop making the shots they hitting. That's exactly what happened. So what they do, they just turn up the pressure. They young, they energetic, and they don't know no better. When you don't know no better, that can work one or two ways. That can be a good thing or a bad thing for you, because you're gonna keep doing something and it's gonna end up being right, or you're gonna keep doing something, you're gonna get blown out. In the case of the situation with the Pacers, bro, that the situation it worked out. They had a rookie that was out there lighting them up. They was taking advantage of the fact that people thinking they can't shoot. I'm like, bro, you're in the NBA. Everybody in the NBA can shoot. All it takes is for them to hit one, and they can get into a rhythm. And that's what happened. And they got walked down. So I'm like, I'm gonna get the Pacers their absolute credit. Miles Turner's a beast. Halliburton is a great fit with them. Buddy Hill, we know you know what you're gonna get out of him. That man can shoot the ball. And then you got everybody else that's coming along that's showing that they got game too, and they're not afraid to go out there and play, and they getting the minutes for it too. So when you get minutes to showcase your skills and you take advantage of it, I mean that's gonna be at the Lakers' detriment. We again saw that last night. So I'm definitely gonna give the Pacers their credit and say this team is legit for it, because Miles Turner is. I mean, as quiet as kept, he definitely got to be one of the top five bigs in the league at this point. I know it ain't too many of them, but as far as when you mention bigs, you got to throw him in there too, just because he can do everything just like the rest of them can.
yep, I agree. I like the Pacers, but I like them especially offensively, right? Offensively, with Tyrese Halliburton. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? They got Buddy Hill, who playing, real well for him. You know what I mean? Right now, he playing well on the defensive end. He making his shots. You know what I mean? He even, assisting, when he need to, handling the ball, you know, when he need to type deal. They drafted good, you know what I mean, Jalen Smith. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be a bright spot for him. They got the rookie Benedict Matthew, and I think it'll be a bright spot for him. They got Aaron Naismith, you know what I mean, coming in, putting in good minutes for him.
And then
Also,
Chris Dorte or Chris Dort that you said
yeah,
too.
Chris Gordon, yeah, he hurt right now, but yeah, he started kind of rough, but as of late, before he hurt himself, he was coming along, you know what I mean, real nice. I like this team. I like the pieces they got. I like the direction they going. I believe I was hearing rumblings at the beginning of the year, right, that Buddy Hill may not make it through with this team.
Hmm.
But I think now, it's a different tune. You know what I mean? I think this team can work. I think this team works together. I like the combination of Jalen Smith and Miles Turner. You know what I mean? In the paint, both guys can shoot. Both guys can play down low. You know what I mean? Both guys could pass, dribble, and shoot. You know what I mean? You got two Swiss Army knife forwards. You got two Swiss Army knife guards in Halliburton and Mathurin. You know what I mean? Young team, which is why on the defensive end they kind of you know get exposed a little bit. That's where they holes get exposed, kind of sort of, on defensive end. But offensively, I think they are there. I think they there. I think they can compete with anybody on the offensive end. It's on the defensive end where they gotta, you know, get the flow and the chemistry going as well as they do on the offensive end. But to answer my own question, right? I do think this Pacer team is real. It was a point in the season where they was kind of scaring me, right? Where they had hit like a little losing streak, but they turned it around and they got it. You know what I mean? Together. I do think this Pacer team is real, and I normally wouldn't blame LA, right, and just chalk it up to the Patriots team being pretty good. But what's good, quickly? Appreciate you sliding through this thing quickly. Glad you can make it. But because the lead they had was so big and they had the lead. If a game is 48 minutes, no exaggeration, I know the Lakers had the lead at least 41 minutes, 42 minutes. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That whole game. So for them to blow it like that, I gotta give them, you know what I mean, a lot of the credit. But the Pacers are a good team and they can score in spurts. This gonna sound crazy, right? But you know what this team remind me of
Mm.
early stages now. Golden State Warriors. You know what I mean? Just as you look at them real quick, if you look at them real quick, right, and you get lost and you think it's 2015, 16, right? You would think this team was named the early Golden State Steph Curry rookie year, second year. You know what I mean? Type deal. I like the trajectory of this team. I think they are ahead of schedule. You know what I mean? And as far as the Lakers, right? 7-12. I think they at that point right where they could get it together. Uh, they got a veteran team, right? They got LeBron, they got AD, they got Russell Westbrook. They problem is they got to hold on to these, right? With a veteran team, I'm expecting that, really not to be a fucking problem. But it's crazy how it continues, to be one. But clearly, we see that they can compete even with the young teams. They like to run, they like to gun, and when they jump shots is falling, their threes and their trades is falling, they a dangerous team. And what's the guy named Austin Reeves? Shout out Austin Reeves because he playing his ass off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
They
got
give
him on fantasy.
Yeah, they giving him big minutes and he playing hard. Now he don't always, but he played hard and when he in there, like he's progressively getting better and I can see it. You know what I mean? So they playing well right now. The people that need to play well, they playing well. I remember I did a certain TEP. I said they depend on all these young guys, Troy Brown Jr. and Austin Reeves. If they play well, and they are playing well right now, you know what I mean. Now, if they had won this game against the Pacers, right, I probably would have nothing bad to say about them. You know what I mean? But because they continue to have the same problem. Like I gotta put, a lot of that on LeBron because he is the leader of the team. And I'm the biggest LeBron fan, on this side of town. You know what I mean? But I gotta put a lot of that on him because I saw him, in the last game. He took the shots, but he missed the shots. And I'm not mad that he missed the shots. You know what I mean? But my thing is you gotta win those games regardless of how you win them. You got to close those games out. You got to win those games. And I think he knew that because, after it was over with, when the dude made the shot, he kind of, dropped his head, but not dropped his head like in defeat, you know what I mean? But kind of just dropped his head like, damn, man, I can't believe that, I just did this shit, you know what I mean? Uh, type deal. I don't think they got nothing to worry about. I believe they gonna come out next game and they gonna continue to play good basketball. And I predicted early when they was 1-4, maybe 2-4, something like that. They had a bad record at the time. I'm not really sure
Mhm.
what it was, but it was a terrible record. I predicted they was going to make the playoffs, and I'm gonna stand on that. You know what I mean? They've looked great since then. You know what I mean? They had that slip up last night, but I'm standing on the Lakers making the playoffs. You got
Yeah, I'm gonna double off for that too. But the part I'm gonna circle back to it real quick though before it slipped my mind. So the
you got
Pacers side of things, we almost forgot they still got Daniel Tice, they still got T.J. McCollum, or McConnell, not McCollum. They got T.J. McConnell, and then there was one other player I was thinking of, James Johnson, that they look at to be more of that the defensive or I guess more of the defensive anchors for the most part. That's like one thing that I was thinking about, like that they did mention that in a couple of the things. I'm like, man, TJ McConnell would be out there. He be a nat to a lot of people, but you need that. You know what I mean? That's almost the same quality you getting from a Pat Bev. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the similarities of always like just nagging the heck out of ball handling and stuff like that. So we'll have to see. But I like this Pacers team too, man. Just because they definitely have a young core that's getting a lot of experience because they're getting a lot of playing time. And
Yeah,
that's the best thing you can. That's the best teacher to have is getting thrown into the fire, and then you know what I'm saying. How do you deal with that? So I definitely like what I see there with them. But as far as the Lakers, though, yeah, they have it in a way, man, where it's like when I was watching this. So for me, if I was to say for a Lakers win, right, I'd rather the Lakers it be nip and tuck or they be down by a little bit. Because whenever they got to storm back or come back from being down, they take the lead and then they build upon their own lead. They always win. If you ever looked at it, like all the wins that they had where it was comebacks, that's what they had to do. When they have the lead, I'll always be looking like, man, what can go wrong will go wrong because they're gonna get complacent. They're gonna start missing shots. They're gonna get tight. They're not gonna go back to their bread and butter or something that can't be stopped. What is that? Pick and roll with LeBron and AD, or pick and roll with Russ and AD, maybe, or like situations like that. But going to AD is one of those situations where you tell him, "We need you to go back to the old AD and not a old AD, and show them, you know what I'm saying, why you one of them generational talents." And that's something that we he needs to be at the forefront and be like this. He needs to be the face of the team for this team to go somewhere. And that's not even a bad thing, nor is it a slight of LeBron, because what it allows to happen is it allows them everyone else to build confidence. Because LeBron has been there many a time, so he don't need his confidence to be built or anything like that. He know what it takes. Not the cliche saying or like Floyd say, but he know what it takes when it's a game of this magnitude. You know what I mean? Like he understands what it means. It's the issue is getting everybody else to be on the same level as that and understanding this is what they need to do. This is the level they need to play at, and this is how serious they need to take this in order for them to make sure they're prepared for what's going what their body's going to be asking for. And then you can tell who takes that kind of stuff serious or not. You see this man invests in his body over easily over 1.5 to 2 million a year because he wants the longevity factor of it. He wants to be, you know what I'm saying, when he presses that button or the green light to go, he's able to go. All the rest of these people, man, they don't take it as serious, and you see that in the situations where their confidence is wavering on taking a shot or doing certain things. You get to see that firsthand, and it's for me, man, it be pissing me off. But like I said, when I watch these games and my wife she just be laughing at me because I be sitting there and I'm just like, man, this is about to happen with this and this, and Lord behold, it'll happen right then and there. I'm just like, man, I be wanting to punch my damn TV off the wall, but I'm just be looking at it like, man, like it's frustrating because it's simple things you see that I know that they can see it, but in the midst of a game, you know what I mean? Like you see low IQ basketball at times, and it just pisses me off when I see it. And I'm just like, man, come on, man. I need y'all to do better. I know y'all know better. I need you to do better. And what I'm seeing ain't making sense. But the direction they headed, I like it. I like it. Why do I like it? Because they found a rhythm and flow that's working. The only difference they just got to make some shots. But also at the same time, what I said before, plenty of times on different lives. Scratch focusing on shooting threes. I need y'all to attack the rim and attack the mid range. That's open for y'all. That's it's going to allow you to stretch out to the 3 point line. Get to the free throw line, get to the rim or mid range. I'm telling you, all day that it's
you
available to
want to know
them.
what the you want to know what the crazy part is right now. The only person I really want shooting threes is LeBron. Like, but look, I don't want him dribbling the ball to the threes. I want them setting them up like they, been doing since he been back. You know
Like
what I
catch
mean?
and shoot.
I like that. Him letting the guards be guards and him getting his, off the setup. And he take over. When he run the backup spot. When the guards sit down. But I like, you know, they could win multiple. They could play efficient basketball in multiple ways. It's crazy how I feel like they just gotta find, that balance between their offense and they defense late. You know what I mean? Because they could, have leads and compete the whole game, but it's like late something just happened with them. You know what I mean? Type deal. It's like,
Mhm. I'm,
go ahead.
I know. I was just saying, I'm telling you what's happening, brothers, is they get tight. And for me, if
You
I
think
say
they
if
should
I
run more plays like late? Like you think Darvin Ham should run, plays late to,
absolutely, I
more.
think what he should do is you put the ball in your best player hand, who has one of the highest basketball IQs that we'd have never seen as far as for our generation. Put the ball in his hand, let him and AD go to work. That's your bread and butter. I understand. I know this. If I ain't gonna say if, once they make the playoffs, right, and they, let's say they make it to a game 7, and it's like 3 minutes left to go in the fourth, it's nip and tuck, it's back and forth, 1 or 2 point game, thing like that. I guarantee you they're gonna run a pick and roll situation with both sides of the court, or even down the middle with LeBron and AD, right? They're gonna do that until it gets stopped, and then that's when they're gonna change it up and probably run it a little bit differently. But that's gonna be they go to. So whoever listening, y'all heard it here first. You gonna That's exactly what you're gonna see. My thing is put the ball in LeBron's hand, trust his make the right play IQ, which is what people slight him for, but that's what he tries to do is make the right play. But he in a situation now where he kind of torn, where he trying to be more a little bit more selfish, and then people were getting on him about that. So it's a lose-lose situation in his book, but at the same time, get the ball in his hand and let him, what I'm saying, go with the flow of the game and what's happening. If that means he need to be on the block and he go to work on the block and go to the free throw line and live with that, cool. If that means AD, on the block and he gets to the free throw line, cool. But at least allow them two, which is your two head honchos, to bring it home for you. Don't sit there and what I'm saying, just let it be freelance or free flowing, pick up basketball, because they ain't got a team that's built for pickup. Because you ain't got no Kyrie out there, you ain't got no KD, you ain't got no Steph, you ain't got no John Morant. You don't have any of them people out there that can literally look at you, line you up, get past you, and get a bucket easy. They
Yeah,
they they, they
except
don't have that.
except LeBron, Russell, and AD.
So even then, Russ, I done seen many instances with him when he got the ball, bro, and
He
it's
gets
a, and
stuffed. Yeah,
at
he
the
gets
game,
stuffed.
the game on the line, man. When I tell you, I'm clenching the cushions on the seat. My
Oh, you
fist is
meant game
ball.
on the line. I thought you meant like in the flow, just in general, like in the flow of the course of
No,
the
in
game.
the flow of with it being the last like minute or two of the
Yeah, yeah.
game, right? And
Ah, yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
you
for
know
sure.
what you need to get a bucket to maintain the lead or keep the game close. I immediately my heart started beating. I mean, as soon as I get in the ball, I just be like, man, don't turn it over, don't turn it over, don't go in the lane, don't do a jump pass, don't do this. And or what do you go right in there and jump pass, picked off, right in there, dribbling, flopping around. I'm like, man, come on, Russ. Like I like, bro, I need you to just at times understand pace of the game and changing paces and reading what's being out there for. If there's certain things that's very like glaring and obvious, that team is doing that to show you that for a reason.
Yeah,
And it's like, bro, I need you to know that, man. I
yeah.
know you got
Like
all the confidence.
you open for a reason. They like that shot look it look easy because it is.
It's like you ain't got to take it. If it's right there in front of you, they doing it for a reason. But if you see that defender that's under the rim is kind of turning his head a little bit because he thinking like, oh, hey, go in there and throw it on his head. Go in there and put him in the rim. Worst case scenario, go get you a mid range because you always been known for your mid range bank shot anyway. You know what I'm saying? Why not go back to your own bread and butter of what you used to do? If you look at every Russell, Westbrook highlight that's a non-dunking highlight, guarantee you it's off the glass, a la Tim Duncan, every single rip.
So
That's what it's gonna be.
has Russell changed? Has Russell changed your do you feel like Russell has changed the outlook on Russell Westbrook in
Oh
LA?
hell yeah, hell yeah. They love him. They love him now. Why do they love him? Because he's playing more happy, enthusiastic basketball, and he's giving them whether it be he's giving them highlight plays, and we all know they love that glitz and glamour. And Laker Nation, me personally, I could care less. Only thing I want is results of winning. But
Right.
for them, when they at the games, they want something to stand up and jump out of the seats for, and things like that. And he giving them that. He dunking on people, euro stepping, rocking the baby on them, and all kind of stuff. And then he playing with much more like positive energy. He playing with joy and fun for the game, and they can see that. You know what I mean? They like at first it was more along the lines of them trying to blame everything on him, and is now seeing like he accepted the role he's in. He's playing how he's playing. You can't blame him because look at his numbers. His numbers is showing that he's putting the maximum effort forward. So what else can you do after that? Then you look at the team in its entirety. You know what I mean? Like so Rust and change definitely gonna change the outlook how people look at him. I mean, you still getting the same Russ from before of years past, like OKC, but it's dialed back to the point where it's like it's being utilized in a different kind of manner where it's all like you're seeing all the glitz and good of it. There's still some turnovers in there, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like it's not as much because he's not put in a situation where he's having like he's not handling the ball as much. He's not the primary ball handler as far as, being out there all 40 minutes of a game. Instead, he's getting dialed back to like, let's say 20, 30 minutes. You know what I mean? That 10-minute time frame is a big difference of playing time when you out there.
Right. So, all right. So Lakers, started cold, right? They got hot, right? They got brought, back down, to reality, level them out, right? From
Hmm.
here going forward, right? We're in the first quarter, first 20 games, right? 7-12. Uh, Next quarter games, do you see them? Do you see them? Continuing to progress, or do you see them? We hitting a snag like they hit last year around this time of the year.
I would say I actually can see them continue to progress because you got a lot of them young guns that's out there playing with confidence. You got Kendrick Nunn that's starting to kind of
Russell Wood fit in Memphis Brown no box. I think Russell Wood. I think we'll love him down here. I think he'll be a star here. But yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
you think so?
Hell yeah, we'll love him, bro. He would fit perfect here. Hell yeah. Yep. His attitude. Yep. Hell yeah.
You think he'll accept the roll off the bench?
I don't think he'll have to come off the bench here.
He ain't gonna fit in there with Ja. Ja is electric because he had a ball in his hand. Russ need the ball in his hand too.
Yeah, but right? I said right. But Ja don't necessarily have to. See, sometimes he don't even play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
that's true.
he don't necessarily have to dominate. He could play out the box because sometimes he let Bang bring it up. Sometimes we need that other guard. You know what I mean, to take over and step up. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, would he come out the bench? Hell yeah, he'll come out the bench. He come out the bench. Maybe not for matter of fact. He probably would start off the bench, right? But eventually he'll end up starting because somebody go get hurt and he go get slotted in and he ain't gonna never come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a tough situation, man. You got a young lion that's excelling at a high rate, man. Like Ja, they know that's Ja's team,
Yeah, but
and
he a
for him,
team player. He a team player though. You know what I mean? Yeah.
oh, I know that, but shit, you know what I mean.
I feel you.
It,
I
it,
feel you.
it would
They
have to be
both
Russ
ball
to come.
dominant. I know they both ball dominant.
But
Yeah.
no, man, I feel they trending in the right direction, man. Because like I said,
Yeah.
you got Russ has revamped his ways. I mean, even if you look at it from a different perspective of moving on from him, his trade value is definitely going through the roof at this point because people are seeing that he's willing to accept a role on the bench. Now, does that mean if he gonna come to your team and do that? That's a whole nother question. But I mean, you got Austin Reeves out there playing how he's playing, so a crowd favorite. I think the crowd loves him. So that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why. Like when you look at it, a lot of people don't really be saying much because they love that man. I mean, or at least I can see
He the
that
new
that's how they
he the new Alex Caruso.
exactly. So and then you got Lonnie Walker out there. He's contributing and giving you what he's giving you as of
Ever
late.
improving. He gotta find his his balance, his consistency. But yeah,
Yep,
he gotta find his offense consistently.
that's a fact.
And he just got there and he coming off an injury, right? So I know he finding his game, he finding his way. So I think as the course go on, he go get better. You know what I
That's a
mean?
fact.
To answer my own question, I do think they go, continue to progress. And you had said right, I had said that I believe this team making the playoffs. You doubled down, and said that this team making the playoffs, right? So, you know, my question, for you is healthy, right? And I'm gonna answer too. And I go
Okay.
first before me too. Healthy, right? Uh, this team plays to their best ability. Do you Can you see this team coming out of the West?
Hell yeah, easy. That's without a doubt. Because you got to think about it, right? If you have AD and Bron healthy, like flat out healthy, in a situation where they're going against a team that they get an opportunity to dial in on and focus on and get to play for potentially 7 games, right? What are the odds that with them being healthy, you're gonna be able to knock this team off and they're not gonna be able to figure you out? And then on top of it, again, you got revamp Russ. I hate to say it, you got an Austin, you got an Austin Reeves that don't even care who he playing and all that stuff. You got Lonnie Walker. If he's healthy, he is athletic out of this world, and they can definitely figure a way to utilize him. But then my person that I said this from the get go that I wanted back on this team and he never should have left is Dennis Schroeder. I'm a fan of how he plays in tandem with LeBron. Why is that? He literally gives you everything Russ does outside of the highlight reel plays. And what I mean by that is he ain't dunking on nobody or nothing like that. But he gets to the rim. He finishes at the rim with them layups for sure. And he can definitely he can shoot, and they have to like respect his shooting capability because he is a high, you know what I'm saying, better 3 point shooter than Russ is. And that's like career wise, like when you look at it and stuff, like he'll knock down some shots, whether it be mid range or 3 point. He plays better defense as well too, and he has a higher basketball IQ of understanding the moment of things. Because I didn't see him, you know what I'm saying, get ready to make the play of it and slow it back or pull it back or no, go in, throw the lob, feeding this person at the right time, getting the ball right in the shooting pocket instead of them having to, you know what I'm saying, throw off the rhythm, catching it and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of that goes into play, bro. And you gotta understand when you get to the playoffs, your rotation tighten up to probably seven, maybe eight people at the most, at the very most eight. You don't never really see too many teams unless certain teams they'll go nine deep, but for the most part they go seven or eight. They keep it a very tight rotation. So let's just say they do seven or eight. You got Russ and Austin Reeves is the two that's gonna come off the bench for you, and then if you wanted to go eight, you got the option of Kendrick Nunn or or not or you got Kendrick Nunn as the other option for that. So it's like it's not a bad option. I mean they gonna be small, but at the same time, like if they play it right and at the pace and up tempo for it, that could be a lineup that's able to match or at least say if you have a lead, keep the lead, or if you lose and they gonna keep you within striking distance. They're not gonna go out there and just get blown out just because they have the ability to put points up too. So I think they can definitely come out the West personally.
He said, "Why did the Smokey the Bird wear pants but no shirt?" Big Dog Willie. Why does Big Dog Willie? Shout out my guy Big Dog Willie in the super chat. He says, "Why does Smokey the Bird wear pants but no shirt?"
No
Big
shirt.
Dog, Big Dog Willie. I'm not sure. Big Dog Willie. Why does Smokey the Bird wear pants and no shirt? Do I want to know? I'm afraid. I'm afraid of that answer. I'm afraid of that answer, Big Dog. But tell me, why does Smokey the Bird wear pants but no shirt? And then I got a question for my brother A1 while we wait for Big Dog Willie to give us that answer. What's good? Stay dangerous. Appreciate you sliding through. Teach. What's good, family? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Teach. My brother stay dangerous. Let me say what's up to the people in the building. What's good? Brown on boxing. My Memphis brother. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you could make it. Brother Just Do. I see you in the building. A1 was cooking. I ain't want to stop A1. You know what I mean? My brother was cooking. My brother was cooking. I'm up here listening. You know, what I mean? I forgot I was a part of the show. I'm up listening to him cook, man. That boy was on fire. You know what I mean? What's good, Demetrius Bright? Appreciate you, sad. I ain't done. 'Cause I got something else. We ain't done. We got a couple more topics. I knew that Laker topic was going be intense. So I want to get that. I want to start with that one. We both gonna have a lot to say. But yeah, I think there's everybody in the bed. What's good, DS? Appreciate you sliding through. Glad you can make it, pimp. Glad you can make it. He said they let BG out. Yeah, yeah, BG out of jail, pimp. Yep, yep. Look at this. It's a dangerous stay coming in here with it. Shout out my nigga. Yeah, he out though. Yep, facts, BG out. This Southern T dog. We do it all over here. You feel me? We do it all over here. But yeah, so
He about
this
to have a homecoming.
this segment right, this segment right here is called cash or pass, right? If you like, if you like it, if you feeling it, you cash it, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
ain't feeling it, you pass it, right? Today, this segment cash or pass, we got Washington Wizards. Washington Wizards, 11-10. They first in their division, right? They had Bradley Beal out, for a while. They had Kyle Kuzma out for a while. Porzingis, has been healthy.
Mm-hmm.
They had Will Barton out, for a little while. Couple, more players just out, game here or there, Couple
Mm-hmm.
nagging injuries, but still got a above 500 record. They still got the number one record in their division, not in the East, right? In their
Mm-hmm.
division, you know what I mean? Um, Porzingis is playing well. Uh, again, yeah, Hachimura also was injured. He missed a bunch of games. You know what I mean? He was playing good, and then he got hurt. You know what I mean? He came back, right? So he got to find his way, back into, what I mean? The mix and the flow, right? And
Mm-hmm.
still, even through, I look at D free, and even still through all that. You know what I mean? They've managed a 11-10 record in first in their division. You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
Now let me have at this one. Let me
That,
have at this
so A1, you pass your pass on the Washington Wizards, 11-10 first in their division. What you think?
Man, we cashing all the way. We cashing out of everything. I
Cash.
I give a real quick reason on
Yeah, go
why
ahead. Go
too.
ahead. Nah, go ahead.
Man, I like the makeup of this team from head to toe. Obviously starting off, you got Bradley Beal, absolute killer. Like Bill don't back
Yeah,
down.
oh yeah, I forgot to mention Bradley Beal. No, he ain't not hurt. You know what I mean? But go
He
ahead.
he don't back down. There ain't like the man can do everything. He can play both sides of the ball. We know he can score with the best of them. He done put up points on the best of them. He can shoot the three mid range, get to the rim, crossover, pull up. Like he got it all. I like Bradley Bill and the way he lead is fearless, bro. He lead by how he play. And he go out there and play hard every single night, and it looks effortless too. A lot of people don't even pay attention to that. And then right off the bat, a good pickup, man. Will Barton. Will Barton's an energy guy, can shoot the three, definitely plays defense. But he again is one of those players you can plug in to any system that's going
Pass,
to help your
dribble,
team.
can pass, dribble, and shoot. I like players like
Can
that.
do everything, man, everything. And then you got Daniel Gafford, a big that can rim run. I mean, he can jump out of the gym, but he's not afraid to what I'm saying, go for blocks for it. Then you got obviously Taj Gibson and Najee Free. I'm literally going off the memory of it because I looked at the roster and I was like, that's a nice roster. In case he
Yeah.
curious, bro, like
And they got players who've been stepping up too. Now, like I said, Hoochie Moore been in and out. And
mhm.
he was in, he was balling. They didn't, find the way, to win without him. So once they really get healthy and everybody get on the court together, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
They go look real nice together. They didn't almost right that they need Bradley Beal to, reach their full potential and to get out of the East right. But
Oh yeah.
found out ways to win, without Bradley Beal. They didn't find out ways to win without Kuzma. They didn't find out ways to win without Porzingis. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
this year is the closest they ever been to them all being healthy and playing together, and they all still only played together for a short period of time. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So this team ain't even really as this team ain't as good as they could even be right now, and they and that and when I was doing my homework, I was like, damn, they number one in their division. So that kind of surprised me because I know they ain't been, as healthy as they could be because I picked this team to be a sleeper last year, but Bradley Beal
Mhm.
got hurt. And I think, thinking about it now, right in hindsight, Bradley Beal got hurt, helped those players get a lot better last year. And now he's back with the same players who played without him last year, and they didn't kept that same, they got a lot better. Even
Mhm.
Morris, Monte Morris, he got a lot better last year playing, having to play all those minutes and getting that experience. So now that team is rolling. You get what I'm saying? I think I'm cashing that team as well. I'm cashing that team. I can't pass on that team.
I'm
I
telling
mean,
you, bro, with Taj Gibson there, and then obviously with the pickup of Kuz, Morris, Porzingis, and then you got another little sneaky pickup, Delon Wright, bro. This
oh
team
yeah,
is
and he hurt. You get what I'm saying? He hurt. You know what I mean? So they ain't even came all the way together. But when he was playing, he was going in the line right.
yeah,
So
this team is
they ain't
nice.
even came all the way to their full potential yet.
This team is nice now. So D Free definitely, man. I'm excited to see this team healthy and the noise they make in the East. Like that's one of my teams I was looking forward to seeing how they do it. I'm glad to see that Kuz went to a place where they appreciate him too, man. Like that
Oh
that
yeah,
crowd and team they appreciate what he do for them.
yeah. Yeah, that was facts, man. Yeah, he fit well with them, but I knew he would. Right, I remember that time right before. I remember that time right when they was talking about breaking that Laker team up. Alonzo Ball, Kuzma, Brandon Ingram,
Hmm.
Josh Hart. That team, right? And they was started their little series. Their friends, you remember their friends because you're a Laker fan. Their friends, oh,
Oh
which
yeah.
player go stay? Which player go leave? Oh, Brandon Ingram go stay. Oh, Kuzma go stay. Oh, you know what I mean? Lonzo Ball, who gonna stay? I was like, man, I really, really fucking hope Kyle Kuzma don't get traded. And he didn't get traded initially, right?
Hmm.
But he ended up, leaving the next year. And I was like, man, I felt like, Kuzma, should have been on that team. because they got rid of him because he wasn't doing what they thought he should do. At that point, he was like a 12 to 15 point guy, 30 to 44, point shooter, right?
Hmm.
Percentage. Now he like a 40% to like, a 50%, shooter, 17 to 20 point guy, 16 to 20 point guy. You know what I mean? So he hit that next step. He plateaued. I think the Lakers should have waited for that moment for this Kuzma. You know what I mean? For that Kuzma last year that was birthed. You get what I mean? A lot of stuff they missing now. Kuzma could have filled that slot for. Imagine Cal Kuzma on that Lakers team right now. This Cal Kuzma. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the one that's playing with
Yeah,
all this confidence, man.
yeah,
It was
fact.
there was games when he was playing for the Lakers, bro, where I was
He
like,
played, yep, yeah,
if Kuz could keep this energy, bro, like man. But yeah, they the GM I ain't gonna say which one, but they got all them youngins up out of there. Went old, got their ass beaten to the ground. They tried to go, then they tried to go back to go young again. It's like, nah, bro, you should have kept Kuz.
yeah, facts. I think this all right, so another one, Rip. This Washington team, do you see this team right now? They will be the let me make sure. Right now they will be the six seed, but they the six seed, right? But they could go anywhere from the seven seed to the like fourth seed right now. You get what I'm saying? So actually, wait, I lied. They the fourth seed. It's a team with a better record, but they actually number one in their division. And in basketball, they put you in the top four. So this team is the fourth seed, so they can go from the fourth seed to the seventh seed right now. Do you see this Washington team, in the playoffs? With if they could if they could keep up this level that they playing with right now, they can stay. They ain't been healthy, right? But if they could keep up the level that they've been playing in, do you see this team getting into the playoffs? Possibly,
Absolutely, hell yeah.
possibly,
I
possibly upsetting people in the playoffs.
Nah, he ain't even gonna play. They gonna be the ones that's gonna be the hunted. Why? I think they can beat. I think they can literally beat the Raptors, the 76ers, Pacers. I think they can beat any of these teams on any given night in any given series, bro. I think the only one where you can kind of you may say like, nah, maybe Celtics and the Bucks. The rest of them teams, bro, they can flip a coin, man. They can get it just like the rest of anybody else that's besides those two teams. All the rest of those teams can get it. Every single one of them. I don't see none of those teams that have a de facto where it's like they 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 can stop this Wizards team where they have like just the overall just like they have that, you know what I'm saying, that in their back pocket where you can't mess with this team. But Bucks obviously have Giannis who can't be stopped. Even when they build the wall, he figure a way to get over it. And then the Celtics, obviously with Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, like that tandem alone, bro, they out here smacking people into the ground by 50. So it's like it's hard to kind of to deal with that kind of tandem consistently in the way that team plays and how they're built. Those, like I said, those are the two teams I look at, and I say that the Wizards would have a tough time with everybody else. They can get it. Everybody else can get it. So I can see them being in the three seed or top four
What's
seed
good,
easily.
yo? Yeah, my bad.
No,
But yeah,
no, you good.
I also got this team making the playoffs again. Like I said, man, I had this team making the playoffs last year. Before injuries tore them apart. This year, injuries tried to get them right, and I was like, damn, well, here we go. But they fought through the injuries, right? They got I forgot his first name, but his last name is Denny. You know what I mean? He's a young guy. I think this is his second year, or maybe it might be his third year.
You
But
said
he's from
who?
overseas. Alvin Denny, something like that, for the Wizards. I think this might be his second year, maybe his third year. Could be his first year, but he a young guy from overseas. He's stepping up and playing real well. The injuries gave him a chance, to show what he can do. So now
Oh,
they
Denny Avija.
yeah, yep, Avicii, yep. They didn't found them another rotation player in the mix this year, with the injuries. So that team is strong, man. I think full strength, right? Full strength. That's the second best team in the West right now. I think maybe you got Boston Celtics, right? Maybe. Because, with the chemistry, them, getting to the championship last year.
Hmm.
And Jalen Brown is out right now. So no team right now really in the league is full strength. I think that's a thing, or that's a thing around the league too. I'm noticing like it's a lot of hurt. teams, a lot of hurt, players out there
And it's early too.
early, right? But full strength though, I don't see too many teams, on any given night, pound for pound, right? Player for player, better than the Washington Wizards. You know what I mean? That team been together, the youngest guy been on that team 2 years, right? And the most important piece has been there 3 to 4 years. You know what I mean? So they got the chemistry aspect. They got a nice mix of young guys and veteran players. Veteran Porzingis, who's in his prime right now, playing better than he ever played, even better than when he was in New York. You
Yep.
know what I mean? You got Kyle Kuzma, who's also in his prime with room still to grow. You know what I mean? Blossoming right now. You know what I mean? You got Bradley Beal. No, he Bradley Beal. Need I say more? No, Bradley Beal is Bradley Beal. You get what I'm saying? And then you got Hoochimura, right, who was balling last year, right? He came back this year, was balling, got hurt, coming back off injury, getting back in the flow. Again, we got the guy, what's it, what's his name?
Oh, Vija or Vija.
Vija, yeah, we got Vija, you know what I mean? Blossoming, Monte Morris, you know what I mean? Playing good, looking like an everyday starter. Morris, people forget who's starting point guard for, Wizards majority of the time. Morris.
Yep.
And he's been playing damn good. You get what I'm saying? It's quiet as kept. And then if he ain't starting, he moved to the backup position. You know what I mean? But he been starting. You know what I mean? So, they looking good. That team is deep. That team got a lot of depth, which is how they able to keep, you know what I mean, afloat while injuries, you know what I mean, hit them. But yeah, I'm a believer, you know what I mean, in the Washington Wizards type deal. I'm a believer in the Washington Wizards, and I think this team getting the playoffs full strength. I don't see too many teams beating this team outside of the Boston Celtics. Uh, you know what I mean? But last but not least, he said everybody better cash on the Wizards. Last, but not least, you know what I mean? We go, make this, kind of quick. We ain't gonna keep y'all in this thing too long. And then we gonna go back, you know what I mean, to the TSS. If y'all go pull up, we gonna finish watching, the Portland Clipper game. If they just at halftime, anybody got an update on the game? You know,
49-46. Portland up by 3 with 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
okay, but I'm trying to make sure we get back at least before halftime, so we can catch that each other and enjoy that thing. But yeah, last but not least, you know what I mean? We got my team, you know what I mean, the Memphis Grizzlies. I reckon, let me make sure I'm quoting us right.
Yeah,
Uh
12-8.
we got my team, the Memphis Grizzlies, 12-8. We rank number one in our division as well. We actually tied for fourth. We could be anywhere right now between number four. We could be anywhere right now between number two and number four. You know what I mean? We got let me put in there. I'm posing a question. You know what I mean? I feel like Doc kind of got snubbed last year, right? He had amazing numbers, but he didn't meet the game qualifications by 2 games. You know what I mean? By 2 games. Ja Morant, missed the game qualifications for MVP, but he had an amazing season. You know what I mean? Right now, uh, he got most improved player. You know what I mean? Last year, a lot of people were like, how he get most improved player, and he was the fucking rookie of the year. You know what I mean? Which is wild, right? That is wild, right? but 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 anyway, I digress, right? But he did. He improved a lot last year. You know what I mean? Damn, he improved a lot, right? But yeah, but this year he improved even more. You know what I mean? Averaging 28 points and 7 assists. He's 70 points and 7 assists as well. Right now, the Grizzlies are tied for fourth. You know what I mean? So I'm posing the question right now: is Ja Morant the MVP? Of course, you know what I'm gonna say. I think it's either him, right? Or you could argue Luka Doncic. I ain't even gonna be mad at you. You know what I mean? I can't be mad at you. You could argue him or Luka Doncic. Both we number one in that division, and goddamn Dallas is number two in that division, right? So
I got a
either
question that's gonna separate that, but go ahead, keep cooking.
but yo, I'm actually finna pass to you because I didn't gave my prediction because everybody know who I'm gonna pick, right? My shit ain't no mystery. You the mystery, right? But you know We got we number one right now. I think man, John Morant should have got it last year. Fucking technicality. You know what I mean? Especially if we a fourth seed again for the second year straight. I know you can't mix 2 years. This say MVP of this year, not last year. Fuck that. I don't care. But he had two straight, 2 good years. That should be mattering in basketball. So sometimes players get it this year because they supposed to got it that year, but they didn't get it this year. And this dude should have got it this year. We know, but they gave it to that dude because he been doing good 3 straight years. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes that happen, right? So this shit got to matter, right? But 28.7, 6, give a point, a shade or two, a shade or two. This nigga could be 5 or 7. You know what I mean? So I mean, top 5, top 7. You know what I mean? In both assists and assists. I mean, points and assists. I say, man, Ja Morant for MVP, especially if we get a top 4 to 3 seed in the Western Division. What you got, A1?
So I'm gonna have to agree with it. On my reason agreeing that I guess the only question that kind of separate the two is if you between these two players who had that it factor of who would you say I'm gonna go take my kids to see this game? This is gonna be an exciting game. They're gonna give me the element of I
And Ja
don't know what's
averaged
gonna
six
happen.
rebounds too, by the way. I just thought it after, but go ahead.
No, that's the thing is like when you look at it, who gonna give you that element? I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna walk out a highlight reel. I'm gonna walk out of this game with a memorable moment. John Moran has that it factor over Luca to me, so that's why he get the nod for me. I mean, you can't go wrong either way, either one if you start a franchise to go with. But if it was me personally to go to get my MVP vote, for sure it's gonna be John Moran, man. And again, it's based off of the element of that because I'm sure points wise and all the rest of the stats they probably somewhere close, if not. One is going to be above the other or something like that. But at the same time, up it for me, Ja has that it factor that Luca like we know we gonna get. I could be slightly biased of it because when I be watching him, he cried at the refs too much for me, and it annoys me. Like I be watching the games, bro, and it's like, man, every single there's somebody blowing this man hair the wrong way. You know what I mean? He turned into the ref crying, and for me, bro, that irritates me. It's like, bro, stop crying, man up and go play. Like I know you play Euroball. Euroball is way more physical than it is as far as in the NBA, which he done said, you know what I mean? Like playing in the NBA
Yeah,
is much easier and stuff like that. And it's like if it is, what you crying to the refs for? I
right.
mean, that's the part that confused me because it's like you saying one thing but you doing another. But my thing is for him though, like for a job, man, job gives you everything that you want and everything that you're looking for in a game. That's the easy way for me to put it and why he would get my vote. Cause it's like when you like I said, bro, he checked all the boxes for you. Luca doesn't really check those boxes as far as defensive standpoint. He's not
Yep.
really known for like I'm gonna go D up the best player and I'm gonna get a stop or I'm gonna stop him. I mean, freaking John Moran's out here blocking Kyrie for game winning shots to force overtime. He out here willing to match up and tell what I'm saying, pick up the better point guard and say don't run for me. Luckily for the team, they just got Desmond Bain or they got Brooks that'll say, nah, we need you here. You know what I mean? We need you to do this. So I'm gonna take him for this play, and then what I'm saying, they can swap back and forth kind of thing. But Giant afraid to run from that smoke, and that's one thing I appreciate and I like about it.
Yeah, fact. I would say, man, if Ja not your MVP right now, I will understand if you got Luca right. I won't argue there, but I feel like outside of those two guys, you know what I mean. The MVP is in Dallas or the MVP is in Memphis right now. You know what I mean? If you ask me, but low key, my sleeper, right? Since we own it, my sleeper was good, Doug. Was
Hey,
good,
hold on, T. So D free. Even so, my thing is that also for that, just the perfect comeback for that is if you take Luca off, that what I'm saying, Dallas not gonna win. That's a fact. But if you keep Luca on and you keep Ja on, which team is more of a threat to either come out of the West or win a chip? You're gonna
Ooh,
have to say is
I like
probably
that. Boy.
the thing that pushes it the most is who's gotten to the playoffs and fell short the most. Luca. Every single time he's fallen short in the biggest moment. And what has Ja done with Memphis? Not only has he elevated his game, but his team, if he drops out, they still winning because that's what championship teams that's trending in the right direction. That's what they do is they find a way to win when their best player is out. And when their best player come back, that put them over the top or make them the favorite to win that game. My bad, T.
Nah, it's all good. We building, we building. But yeah, I like that. I like that question. A1 just said if you remove Luca, Dallas will lose a lot more games because Memphis has proven that they could win games without Ja Morant, right? They can't win championships without Ja, right? But they can win games without Ja. So I like that. I like that one. I agree. Two things can be right, right? Because if you remove Luca, Dallas go to shit. If you remove Ja, Memphis could probably still make the playoffs, right? So yeah, that is true. But I think which if you add them, to their teams, right? We both teams healthy, both teams, with both players. I do think Memphis have a higher ceiling than the Mavericks. You know what I mean? I think they got the potential to go further. So damn, that's crazy. So that's why I think that's the MVP race though. Those two guys would
Yeah,
be the
I
MVP
I
race.
mean, I will also put Jason Tatum in there because
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I can
I
see
can see that.
Jason Tatum getting it too.
I can see that.
But the reason why I say Luka because it's the most valuable player, and the most valuable player to the Dallas Mavericks is without a doubt Luka. Now we saw last year, even when Ja went down, Memphis still continued winning. So yeah, he is a valuable
This
player
year
to that
too.
team.
This year too. This year too.
Huh?
This year too. But
Yeah,
we
I
won the
mean they
Man,
game.
did,
y'all, but
but
man,
but
y'all sleeping. Y'all sleeping on one of the best players in the league right now.
Talk to me though. We
Shea
here
better
for.
not
Gilgis
send me goddamn trade.
Alexander. Shea Gilgis Alexander may
What's
be right now the most clutch. He may be the most clutch player in the league.
what's they
nah, no, it's
what's
not.
their record? Hey, John Morant extremely clutch too though, dude.
I
What's
think
their record?
OKC is like 5-12. Oh, let me take a
Nah,
look.
Nah,
he
nah,
can't win it. He can't win it, dog.
he
He can't win it, dog.
nah,
He could get most
he's
improved or something like that.
yeah, he's good, but
Nah, yeah, he
he's not
balling
the
this
most
eight
valuable.
dub now, though. That's a good one, though. But
They 8
his
and
record,
13.
his record
Yeah,
won't allow him.
yeah, that's what I'm about to
But
say. His team got to be, they got to have more wins in
they got
order
to at
for
least they
him
got
to
to at
be
least make
in
the
the
eight seed.
category.
Even it's gonna be tough for him if they make the eight seed, dude. You know what I mean? He most definitely should be on the list though, because I noticed him early. I noticed him about like a week or so ago. I was like, damn, bro, he got some numbers right now. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
he
but
most
like I said,
definitely deserve a mention for sure.
and see that I mean I understand
But I
with
think the
all of
most
those
clutch player in the
people,
league is John
but
Morant, though, Doug.
yeah,
I will argue that he that man, like I didn't seen him do it too many times, yo. That
yeah,
man,
like I said, I understand with all of those people, but like I said, when it comes to MVP, it's the most valuable player to that team. And without a doubt, Luka is the most valuable player to that team. Without Luka, they not winning more than 30 games without Luka. They just absolutely not. We saw Memphis continue winning without Ja.
I
That's
think
one of
you
the
being
reasons why
generous. I
Ja
think you being
wasn't in
generous
the.
saying 30 games. They wouldn't win fucking 15 games if you take Luka out that team.
Yeah, I mean, even so, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I say he's without a doubt the most valuable player because this
Yeah,
man does
I agree with
everything.
that for
He
sure.
leads the team in scoring, rebounding, and
Yeah, I
assists.
agree. I agree with that. Hey, Ja pretty not rebound though, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I agree with that for sure.
No,
But Ja lead his
yes,
team in
he
scoring.
does lead. If he's not number one in rebounding, he's number two.
No. Now Luka number one in rebound. I'm talking about Ja. Yeah, Luka number
No,
one in rebound.
that's what I'm talking about. For his team, he leads the lead in every
Yeah,
category.
yeah, Luka number one. Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, he most definitely is the most valuable player to his team. Most definitely, like that team, not shit. That team can't do shit without him. That team would be.
But D-Free, the only thing I would say that they would have an issue doing that is when LeBron was with the Cavs, when they didn't have Kyrie or when they had nobody. I mean, he led his team every statistical category, but yet they wasn't even thinking about wanting to give him MVP. And we all know he absolutely was the most and only valuable player on that team.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but I think that was just something against LeBron. We all knew that LeBron was the most valuable player. I think that was just something against LeBron.
Yep. And so
Because
I think they changed it now. My bad. Go ahead, D-Free.
no, I agree with you. LeBron was definitely the most valuable player for at least 7 of the 8 years where he was dominant. He was the most valuable player because without LeBron, them teams wasn't doing anything. They wasn't doing anything before him, and they wasn't doing anything after him. So yeah, he was definitely the most valuable player. It was just something against LeBron. But when it like I said, when it comes like when you got a person that leads the team in every category, it's hard to say he's not the most valuable player.
He lead him in 3 major categories, but I will also argue, right? Ja lead his team in 3 major categories if you count steals, not rebounds, right? He a guard, but he do average 6 boards. Luka a guard too, right? He like a 4, right? Luka's a 4, and Ja's a guard, right? But Ja lead his team in steals, you know what I mean? So that's 3 for 3, right? Not rebounds, but steals, points, assists.
I mean, well, Luka is the body of a 4, but they got him listed as a shooting guard.
Point 4, yeah, like a point 4. He a point 4.
Yeah, he was the point guard for a while until they got Dinwiddie.
Yeah, he a point 4. Like yeah, on that team right now, he's strictly the 1 because they got those other, guards.
D-Free, his name is Dinwiddie, bro.
Yeah, Dinwiddie, yeah, he a
whatever
point
the fuck the name is, the shit retarded anyway.
Yeah, he a point 4 because he can't. Yeah, but that's the race though. We just named all the players. So I think we pretty much cover all the bases.
And see, and if you think about it, what Luka is doing is what Giannis should be doing for his team.
He do.
Yeah,
he did.
He don't lead the league. He don't lead his team in assists.
Huh?
Not with Drew. Not since Drew got there.
No,
Drew Holiday got there.
Drew a true point guard.
But what I'm saying is, yeah, he did before. But what I'm saying is, that's what Giannis should be doing every year. He's the most dominant player on his team. He should be doing that every year.
Not assist though. When you got Drew, you can't lead that
he
team.
He can still lead in assists because you're going to get the double team. So that means somebody is open.
But you got
Giannis,
Drew is like literally like what you would want a point guard to be.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is he can still lead in assists because Giannis get double teamed at least 65% of the time. He gets double teamed. But Giannis would take the ball, even though he's double teamed, he would still try to go through those double teams.
How many Giannis at right now?
He probably averaging like 3 or 4 assists right now.
The Bucks are 14-5, number 1 in the Central, right?
Wow, T's looking that up.
Yeah,
D-Free, yeah. I think with Giannis, he started kind of getting to that element of domination over the last.
He had 5 right now, D-Free. He had 5. Giannis at 5 right now. But yeah,
the last couple years is when we kind of see his dominance, where like, you know what I mean, he coming into his own, where he unstoppable, and I think that's another part of his game. He gonna expand on it for sure.
Yeah, I asked because I knew he was expanding, right? I knew his assist was growing. I knew he was. He is growing in that aspect, but it's gonna be hard for him. It's hard for him to lead that team with Drew Holiday on the team. It's like asking somebody to lead the team in assists with Mike Conley. On that, what I mean? It's gonna be hard to do. Type,
Hey, who's on the team with Mike Conley?
He hurt his shit right now, but I don't know.
Jordan Clarkson,
right?
What are you talking about? Team right now?
No, the big man that's on their team.
Oh, Laurie Marketing.
Yeah, Marketing. Yep.
Oh no, that's not who I was thinking about. I was thinking about
and Mike Conley averaged 8 assists right now.
I was thinking about Jokic.
That's crazy.
He ain't on the same team.
Jokic played for.
No, I said I was thinking about him. I thought they was on the same team. I was thinking about him because that nigga be getting a lot of assists.
Oh hell yeah!
As a big man, as a big man, that nigga be getting double digits assists. As a big man,
he played with his guards is Murray and Clarkson. Them shooting guards really. Them shooting guards.
Yeah, no, I know that, but I was thinking for some
he really
reason
is the point guard. Like he don't necessarily bring the ball up, but as soon as the ball come across half court, he get that motherfucker and he set up the offense.
Yeah. No, but see what he does is what I be thinking that Giannis supposed to be doing. When he get double. Yeah, when he get double, he looks for the open man. Giannis don't look for the open man. Giannis was trying to
passer. He a better passer than
a natural passer.
Yeah, he a natural passer. Yeah, he a natural.
No, but what I'm saying is Giannis don't look for the open man. Giannis sometimes he would try to go through that double team Instead of looking for the
do. Young Defer, he do be going through that fucking
dude. But a lot of times, like when he get trapped, instead of him looking for the open man, he's trying to shoot the jumper over.
In the playoffs, it don't work as good because teams are packed to paint on you. They're not finna pack the paint on you during the regular season. They ain't finna be getting elbows and shit for no reason for what night and shit like that.
Not the Phoenix Suns. They didn't pack nothing. They left DeAndre Ayton out there to dry, and he got cooked.
Yeah, so you can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that. That's the one you can't do. Now, see, in the regular season, they'll do that because they're not gonna pack the paint. You just go, you go eat in the regular season, but in the playoffs, they're not letting you do that.
Yeah, no, they left Aiden out there, and he got cooked, honey roasted, barbecue, smoked, flame grilled, whatever you want to call it. He got cooked. It was bad. I was like, man, if they don't start just building the wall, zone up, do something different. Yep, they letting Aiden out there.
Giannis in the MVP running too. Shit, looking at, I just peeped at his stats really quick. Hey, Mike Conley got 8 assists, y'all. So yeah, that's like leading the team. No, you can't. No, you can't
if Memphis keep winning, I can see Ja being in the talk for being MVP. Long as he doesn't miss as many games as he did last year, because that's what kept him out of the voting last year, because he missed so many games. As long as he don't miss as many games he missed last year, I can see him being in the talk. But I see it being a 3-way. I can see Jason Tatum, I can see Luka, and I can see Giannis.
Yeah,
I ain't got no beef with that.
Yeah, Tatum. Yeah, that's a good top 3. Who would be the other 2? Those would be your top 3. Who would be the other 2?
He gonna have to throw.
I gotta give me 5. Everybody give me 5 MVP candidates right now. We agree on those 3. We're agreeing on those 3 because I like those 3. So yeah.
If Oklahoma makes it into the top 6 in the West, I can see their point guard being in that talk.
I think he go be like 5th, but he not gonna win it because of the record. You know what I mean?
But I can see him being in the talk. And the other person, it probably be Joel Embiid.
Yeah, he missed those couple games. But he came back and he been beating ass on the way back, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
They've been winning since he got back.
Yeah, that's a good team too. They've been winning through the injuries as well. Like Harden and Embiid, they still been winning. Both of them been out. Their team still been winning. You know what I mean? Still,
I'm trying to think. Is there anybody else that could possibly be in it right now? I'm gonna say those probably the top 5 to be honest with you.
Devin Booker,
Nah.
Devin Booker.
Nah. He's never gonna be in that talk.
I'll push this one I'll push this one before I push Devin Booker. Look at the Cavaliers team. Who on that teteam has impacted them the most?
Now I can see Garland.
I know you're talking about not Garland. Damn.
You talking about Mitchell?
Talking about Spider. Yeah.
You can go either one, Garland or Mitchell, before I pick Devin Booker. I'll choose one of them 2 over.
Devin Booker. Yeah, Devin Booker is at 28, 5 and 5 right now, man.
Yeah. Devin Booker. I can't see Devin Booker.
Hear me out. The Suns ranked. Oh, they 14-6. They ranked number 1 in the NBA.
Hey, you know what?
11-1 at home. 27
now
5.
Now I'm thinking about it. Donovan Mitchell might be in that talk because ever since he came to the Cavs. Ever since he came to the Cavs, them niggas been winning because they had Garland last year, and they wasn't doing what they're doing right now.
We at 7 right now. We just named 7. We just named 7 guys. I think Mitchell in there before Garland. I don't think Garland ready yet. They not putting him in there. He not.
Nah, that's what I said. I said Garland not in it because Garland was there last year. They wasn't doing what they're doing now.
We got Luka, Ja, Tatum, Shai Gilchrist, Donovan Mitchell,
and Joel Embiid,
Devin Booker, Joel Embiid. But it's 8. Yep. That's about it. It's better. It's who we forgetting. Then Booker fucking around and win it, bro.
Nah, the
I,
reason
hopefully,
he
I want Ja to win it. I've been lobbying for Ja for 2 years. I want Ja to win it, but
I
Booker got
want,
it.
I want, I want. I actually want Ja to win as well. I wanted him to win last year. I want Ja to win, but I think it's going to come down to Jason Tatum and Luka.
Right. Because that's what you're trying.
I think it's going to come down to
But
them
Ja,
two.
but I think man, Ja making the push to the face of the league, right? They trying to really make it Tatum. Like Tatum kind of Greek freak, right? Greek freak has been LeBron, right? Greek freak, is kind of who, they've been pushing a little bit. Tatum is who I think they want to be next. Luca, Great White Hope. Cole though, he legit, but y'all know, but Great White Hope. And then I think goddamn Ja is the guy that they kind of, that he like they looking at him like, hold on, this might be,
Hey,
somebody.
one. Let me ask you a question. I want to see. I want to see if I'm right or if I'm reading this shit wrong. When it comes to best 3-pointers in the league, would you put Luka and Steph Curry at the top as 1 and 2?
hell no. I probably put Steph up there, but Luca no.
See, that's the thing I was saying, man. Not and he a cold player, but threes is just not that his thing. He could make threes. He's ever improving. He better this year than ever. Tell you that for sure. But
I I
he
would put
not
Darius
up
Garland ahead of Luca for
quite
threes.
yet as far as just 3-point shooting go. Just per player though, yeah, he up there. But just
Yeah,
like per shooting, I
yeah.
won't put him up there.
So for pure, I would put Anthony Simons, Darius Garland. I obviously you gonna have Steph up there ahead of him. Um, who else am I thinking of? My catch and shoot guys, man. There's a litany of people I would put ahead of Luca when it comes to just being as a knockdown shooter like that. That ain't gonna miss.
Uh, Luca. I think Luca right now. Luca has he swayed me as far as him being like a top three, top NBA player, top one, top two, three NBA player for sure. Like I'm through, you know, not giving him flowers for that. I can't even this year. I'm sold already. Like, I've seen enough. I
I'm
just
gonna
think
let you get Miss Love. I ain't doing it.
I'm giving them to him at one. I'm giving them to him now. I'm giving them to him. He made me. Now he still got to do it in the playoffs and all that, right? But
Hmm.
I can't. He is what he is. You know what I mean? He is what he is. Now he got to prove it. He talk a big game.
Yeah, I mean,
Go
for
ahead.
as many threes as he taking, he's shooting like 34%.
Hmm.
Yeah, facts. That's me. He is. He is.
He's
That's me.
shooting.
He's Tyrese Halliburton going crazy this year too. Yeah, facts. He was going crazy for Sacramento. The reason he got traded from Sacramento the middle of last year out of nowhere, playing so good, is because they knew that they couldn't keep him and De'Aaron Fox because there was two starting point guards. You know what I mean? So they traded him away for a bunch of picks. They got a lot of picks for him, a lot of high value. They ended up getting this rookie that they got this year out of their pick. You know what I mean? So the Pacers ended up winning. You know what I mean? And the Kings ended up winning. You know what I mean? Because they got Zabonis. But uh, they Halliburton been looking good, since he been in the league. You know what I mean? He one of those dudes that got traded because people believed in him. He's literally like the best player on the Pacers already at this young age. You get what I'm saying? That team is playing pretty goddamn good right now. But yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to break up y'all conversation. But he had said something.
The third quarter just started.
But yeah, I ain't gonna keep y'all in this joint too long. I want to keep this joint, about to 1:30. You know what I mean? At the most. I'm dropping the link, you know what I mean, for the chill session. If y'all gonna follow through that thing, we go, finish watching the game. You know what I mean? Shit like
Hey,
that.
I'm gonna tell y'all now, Wizards over everybody.
That's the link right there. I mean, but hey, when you can get your final thoughts, you know what I mean, type there for you go get up out here. Then you can tell them where to find you at. You know what I mean? All that good shit.
Oh man, you already know A1 Hoop Zone, all one word, man. Type it in. It's the only one that's out there. I'm part of the TWT family. So if you can't find me, you can find one of them, and they know how to find me. You know what I mean? So we all here. We right here. I'm on YouTube, dropping my prediction videos I get some more time onto it, I'm gonna start trying to do some lives. But for the most part, man, I'm gonna start covering other different content portions of the NBA, man. I got some things in the works talking about this Kyrie situation that took place, man. Talking about has the league gone soft or not, the direction is headed. I'm gonna try and touch on it, a little bit of everything, man. Other than that, yeah, man, I appreciate you let me be on with your brother, cook with you for a minute. As always a pleasure. I don't get to hop on live too often, so it was definitely fun just to get up there and what I'm
Uh,
saying.
uh, real quick. Lakers. How you feel about where they at and where they going? Real quick. You know.
Where they at? They in a decent spot. Where they heading? They heading in the right direction. And what we're gonna do? Tune in, man. My team gonna make a redemption. It's gonna hopefully LeBron just don't tweet. What is it? Keep that same man. Whatever he did last year, he activates. Don't do that. Just ride the wave and let it happen, man. And turn that wave into a tsunami on them. You know what I mean? So then that way, ain't nowhere for them to hide. They gonna have to accept it.
Indiana Pacers. Are they real?
Oh yeah. They. I think they real. I think they real. They got the pieces to do something. They just got to stay healthy, stay committed, and you know what I'm saying. Obviously, trust is the key and factor of them, and keep playing together. That's what they doing right now. They playing together. They playing selfless basketball. They not sitting there playing hero ball or looking at one person as the dominant scorer or the leader of the team kind of thing. And that's a dangerous recipe, man.
Case of voice, stupid dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Cash or pass. Washington Wizards. Are they real?
Oh, we cashing that all the way in. All the way in. That team. I told you, I like that team. I like that team. I like what they doing. I like where they heading. I like what they got going on. I'm tuning into it. Like it's a fun team for me to watch personally. 'Cause I just like seeing how like you got these players that was on other teams. They coming together, and they
Can,
peaking and
can
playing
you
at the right
believe in the
time, man.
pit? Can you believe in the Pistons, K? I don't want to hear it, K. You
Yeah.
believe?
Hey, look.
Real quick, Case Avoided found another team. He on Golden State now.
Oh my God, man. Hey, that's if you ain't ever seen a fan trick, that's one right there, man. I'm telling you, golly.
All right. MVP right now. Is it John Morant? If not John Morant, who do you got?
Oh, it's Ja for sure. For me, it's Ja. If I had to go number two, I'd go Jason Tatum right there. Them my two. That's right there.
Yeah, for sure. I got Ja for MVP right now. I've been told y'all the Lakers making the playoffs. I've been told y'all the Indiana Pacers is a good goddamn team. They actually playing a little better than I thought. 12-8 right now, right? I expect them to be about 500. You know what I mean? So they making me look real smart. Been told y'all that the Washington Wizards was motherfucking real. You know what I mean? They got them hitters on hitters on hitters. They got scores, and all them niggas about 6'7", 6'8", like a bunch of trees out there. You know what I mean? Playing with Washington step on the court. This shit ridiculous. This shit halfway cheap. You know what I mean? All them dudes, they 6'7" and 6'8" like that. This shit be ridiculous. But we ain't gonna keep y'all too long. Y'all click that link. You know what I mean? Down there. Y'all can meet us on the chill session. I'm about to watch these Portland and Clippers game. Really appreciate everybody sliding through this joint. Skin the Hardaway 7T. Shout out my brother A1, my brother D Free. Glad y'all good folks could make it. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but just the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Love.